BC, what's up? Dave here. It's been a while. Had a busy fall, yeah, and prepping for the New England winter, which I think is going to be. Well, honestly, I think it's going to be a motherfucker this year, but we'll see. You never know from today. It was like 50. It's like 50 degrees out. It's messing with my mind. So anyway, I try to share what I've been playing on my turntable. Sometimes it might be something that I've acquired that's new. Other times it's just me, pulling stuff off my shelves. More often than not, though, it's the latter, me pulling stuff from my shelves. I'm pretty picky about what I bring in. So I got 5 albums that I want to share, and they're all free jazz, and they'll get progressively freer as we go. And I've given these all a pretty solid listening, multiple listens. Just because I want to feel like I have something to bring to you guys. I'm not just showing you the album and going, hey, it's great. Anyway, free jazz, man. So if you don't like free jazz, now's the time to jump ship. Cheers. So let's get crack-a-lackin'. First one, Marion Brown, Afternoon of a Georgia Fawn on ECM. So this is deep. This is some deep stuff. I've listened to this 6 times recently. So this isn't like 6 times over the time I've owned this album. This is 6 listens, maybe within like the past month. Man, there's a lot going on here, and I just love this cover. Look at that. So let's see if we can pick off some of the hitters on this one. So this one's really this has got like everybody on it. It's like a who's who of amazing jazz. 1970. Yeah, Marion Brown, Anthony Braxton, Chick Corea, Andrew Cyril, Larry Curtis, what are the names? Beanie Maupin. So, and there's a couple of voices on here. Jeannie Lee. I don't know if she's done anything else. Anyway, this one is like this meandering. Here, I can show you the back. This one's like this meandering story almost. Each side is its own track, and it's sparse at times, and there's just so much going on, but there's so much breathing room. It really gives you a lot of time to contemplate, a lot of thinking time. Excuse me, about what's going on here. You have, I don't know, what is that, like a dozen players on here, just shy of a dozen, and it doesn't come across that way. It doesn't have a big sound to it. It's very carefully orchestrated. It's a good way to describe it. Carefully orchestrated. I need to listen to this like another half a dozen times, and I think there's more here for me to mentally grab from this. So anyway, this is just heavy. If you don't know this one, you got to check it out. Anyway, Marion Brown. And yes, I would kind of describe it as free. It's maybe kind of an avant-garde thing. But man, just such an awesome album. This next one, Albert Ayler Quartet, the Hilversum session. Don Cherry, Gary Peacock, Sonny Murray. That's his group. Those were his peeps. And this one popped out, I think, more than a decade after it was recorded. Excuse me. I think it's 1980. I think this came out in 80. The recording's from 64, from the Netherlands. Let's see. But this has just this wonderful room sound, and it's a very wide stereo spectrum. It's a little bit unique for jazz, even for like a live album, the sound quality. But it's just, it's there's times where it's a little more tame. There's some times where it's a little more free and crazy. There's 6 tracks on here. But man, what a snapshot of a time in this short career here. Really something else. And I was unfamiliar with this label here, Osmosis Records. But yeah, man, just a fantastic album. I guess it was a radio broadcast, is kind of the way it's being described here anyway. Mr. Albert Eiler. It's a Tortured Soul. So this next one, you guys will hopefully all know. Free jazz. Ornette Coleman double quartet. So what makes this one unique and why I've been listening to it is it's mono. So this album was conceptually, it's a nice gatefold. Mr. Jackson Pollock. This album conceptually was 2 quartets, and one's panned left and one's panned right. And so you're saying, Dave, why would you pick up the mono? It's a very good question. I mostly wanted to hear it. There's a difference between sometimes listening to a mono mix and just hitting the mono button on your receiver or your stereo or your fancy hi-fi equipment. And there's places where that works with this, and there's places where it does not work. This is a complicated album, no matter how you listen to it. I know there's folks who like to pan it all the way to the left and hit mono, and turn all the way to the right and hit mono, and really dissect this. But I like listening to the room on this, I guess, and I was kind of curious, sonically what it would be like to sit kind of in the middle, of the room, and listen to this. So anyway, would I drop huge money on this? I would absolutely not drop huge money on this. Is it a unique listen? Yes, absolutely. So there you go. Free jazz, Mr. Ornette Coleman. This album. This album, when I first put it on, I was like, what the fuck? Basically, it's the Rova saxophone quartet. So, and that's what it is. It's a bunch of saxophones. And there you go. I don't know if that's coming in everywhere, but there's a little damage on the back here. Looks like maybe there was like some sort of sticker up there that got peeled off. Yeah. Wow. I listen to music up here, not always by myself. I like to hang out with my wife, sometimes my kids or whatever, and sometimes I warn my wife that I'm in a jazz mood or a free jazz mood, and I refer to it as squonky jazz. This really is squonky jazz. It took a little bit to settle in with me, so I don't know if all their albums are like that. This is the only one that I have, and it's interesting. Each track is a dedication. So one's to Valda Setterfield, who I don't know. Another one's to Ted Greenwald, another name I'm unfamiliar with. One's for Albert Eiler, who we were just talking about there. Olivier Messiaen, I guess that's how you might say that. Otis Redding and Mr. Kite. Don't know who that is either. Well, they have a bunch of albums. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 albums. This is a tough listen, complicated listen. This is not going to be for everybody. And again, I don't know if it's just this particular album for these cats, or if all their albums are like this. But I am glad I own this, and I think I need more time with it. More time with it. Last one. Take a sip before I show this one. I don't know about you guys. I don't even know if, probably got some of you that don't even drink, but I'm a beer drinker, and this time of year I'm really into this kind of stuff, this darker stuff. This is a stout. I'm into like drinking stouts and eating oatmeal and that kind of stuff. So here we go. Noise. I guess you could call it self-titled, Noise. This was made locally here in Boston by a label that I was unfamiliar with and still pretty much am, called Performance Records. It's 4 musicians. Charles Farrell. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Chaim? I don't know. Chaim Shapiro, Michael Henderson, and Ken Steiner. That's going to be my best attempt at that. And yeah, this one is exactly as advertised. It is Noise. It's like piano plunking, and they also mention some other interesting instruments that are being played. It's sort of hard to discern. Also, what's interesting about this is it's a stereo album, but it's very heavy towards one channel. I think maybe the right channel. I picked this up A because it's local, and B because it said Noise, and the cats look pretty cool. I'm going to need more time with this one as well. This one is, it's pretty wild. Noise. I'm calling this free jazz. This might be skirting the edge of that. Skirting the edge of free jazz. Yeah, Noise. So there you go, 5 albums. Just some stuff I've been listening to recently. Progressively more out there. Happens this time of year. I don't know if it's a New England thing, but I can speak for some of us other New Englanders. We kind of curl in on ourselves a little bit this time of year. Get a little more introverted. We have a little more time to sit and chill, and for me, I need to feed the brain with stuff, and sometimes the music gets kind of complicated. It's a good thing. Complicated music is a good thing. It's good to nourish your soul. Anyway, VC, it's good to speak to you guys again, and yeah, I've been digging all the videos. There's still, like, in the past couple of days, there's been like a dozen new videos. Some of them I have to just like watch and move on to the next one, and then I'm like, oh man, I need to go back and comment, and for the most part I'm pretty good about it, but anyway, hope you're all well. New Englanders, batten down them hatches. You can feel it coming. So yeah, until I get my act together again, make another video. Cheers, and I'll see you guys on the flip side.